Right then, welcome back to the channel. Let's have a look at the 5 things that we learned last night then, as Manchester United did manage to pick up 3 points and go within 6 points of the top. I think it'll be 9 next week, so I'm not getting carried away, against Sheffield United last night. So number 1 then, the first thing we learned obviously was there was no control. And I think this is a bit of a concern for United. Now, I understand you're playing 2 centre-halves that are not our first choice, and that limits us going into midfield. Amrabat in there is nice. With Eriksen, it looked nice, but when Scott McTominay's playing in there, it ain't nice. And United really need to begin to establish some control in games. Every time we got on the ball, it looked like we didn't want it. Players were hiding from it. Found ourselves trying to create something out of nothing, asking for individuals to do something. That's not the mentality of the team that I've seen Erik ten Hag create elsewhere. So we've got to figure it out. The lack of control was both on and off the ball. And the faster a ball goes forward, the faster it comes back. That's why you try and build out slow. That's why you try and play out from the back. There's a reason you do that. If it's the best way to defend. It is by having the ball. You're not under attack when you've got the ball. And I thought United went long and went direct a little bit last night and just asked for the ball to come straight back. And that lack of control was evident both with and without the ball. Asking Maguire and Evans to go 2v2 was poor from the fullbacks, and it was poor from United in terms of an attitude. If a left-back returns, whether that's Regulon or Shaw, that player's going to need to be back in the lineup, but also in the back line if we get 2v2 like that, and that's going to make a bit of a difference. Maguire did all right. He dealt with everything that came his way, and he dealt with a lot in the air, and his aerial ability was really needed in that type of game. It won't be his type of game every single week, and I'm not sure it'll be his type of game on Tuesday, and I know for sure it won't be his type of game next week against Manchester City, but it's not the disaster that it has been in the past but with playing him. Number 2, McTominay. Now, he had a part in both the early goals, didn't he? Obviously, his ability to get on the end of some goals is quite impressive, actually. He's almost becoming a little bit like Fellaini, where it's havoc in both boxes. That's what we're getting a little bit. And as scruffy as that goal was, the fact and the manner it was scored by McTominay just showed how bad we were and how lacking in control we were in that first half. But on the other side of things, having him contribute to giving away the penalty was probably unfortunate from him. His arm's by his side. The handball rule's a little bit of a piss take at the moment. But I think it does point to a bit of a wider problem with United, is that we sink back to our 6-yard line very, very quickly. We're not aggressive in trying to clear our box. And that becomes really evident. I tweeted at some point in the game last night, watching United try and defend the D, as balls come to the byline and then back to the D, it's like they've never heard of a check back. It's terrifying when you know we're going to go to Manchester City next week and that is their bread and butter. They will penetrate, get to the byline, knock it back to the 6 all day long. That is what they will do, and they are very, very good at it. And that's a worry for me. And it's a worry regardless of who plays there at the moment. And it doesn't matter who plays there. United are bad at defending the edge of the box. Does it mean McTominay continues to play? I think, well, we don't know how long Casemiro is going to be out. I think it does. Although I think Tuesday I would probably go with Eriksen, because you don't want to make that like a basketball game where there is no control. Right, lads, listen. One of the reasons that I keep a full beard at the moment is because back in the army days, I had to wet shave every single day. Every single day. And it gets old quickly. And it gets boring quickly. But you know what? Manscaped, if this was available back in the day, might have been happy days with it. And Manscaped, your trusted below-the-waist groomers, have come up with something that is revolutionary for above the neck game as well. They've gone above and beyond with the new Handyman electric face shaver, designed to give you that smooth, chiseled look for a clean shave without the faff of the traditional wet shave. Pop over to manscaped.com, snatch yours. You're going to get 20% off plus free shipping by using the code Howson20. Listen, your mug is the first thing that people spot, right? So make sure it's something to see when you get the handyman shaver. Take it from me, someone that cherishes their beard, this is a game changer. It can tackle up 3 days of growth like a pro. It's got the skin safe technology, so you're going to stay clear of all the nicks and cuts, giving you the confidence to really go for a close shave. It's a go anywhere thing, perfect for wet and dry use. It's not going to let you down on the road because it's compact. It's got a long lasting battery. And if you've got a mane like mine, they've also got the Beard Hedger Pro. That's a one-stop shop for beards, all your different needs. It's got a trimmer, it's got 20 different lengths, all on one guard. So say goodbye to clutter, say hello to easy grooming. Now listen, I've got a little challenge for you guys here. If 250 of you get this handyman, screenshot me your order and tweet me with it, I will shave off this glorious beard of mine. That is my challenge to you lot. If 250 of you do it, I will go clean shaven, but I want to see those receipts from you as well. So hurry up, head to manscaped.com, use the code Howson20, get 20% off and free shipping, and let's see if the handyman can tempt me back into the clean shaven club. Number 3. Hland. Now, he didn't get on the score sheet again, but I think he's getting there, and I think he's a good player. I don't know if it's just how long United have been without like a quality sort of up-and-coming prospect, but I really enjoy watching him play football at the moment. He obviously needs to start scoring some goals. That's the ultimate judge of a striker, but I think that'll come. I think it'll come as the team performances grow and as we actually get some control in games. I think he'll deliver. But last night I thought we saw a player who was desperate to get on the score sheet, and he requires the service to help him get that goal. Rashford did deliver a really good opportunity to him, but it was, he was absolutely pressed as soon as that came in. It was unlucky not to get on the end of that, but solid showing from him all round. Number 4, we're missing a spark. It was a boring game, and United have been involved in a lot of boring games. Despite last-minute sensational winners and things like that, United have been in dull football games. It just seems that we're lacking quality, and we're lacking spark, and we're lacking imagination, and we're lacking players playing with fun. One of the things that makes us drawn and attracted to watching football is those moments that get you off your feet. And watching Manchester United at the moment, there aren't the moments that get you off your feet. There isn't players playing with confidence. And when I think back to, the things that made me fall in love with Manchester United, Erik Cantona strutting about the gaff with his chest out and his collar up, the way York and Cole interacted, David Beckham absolutely slicing defences in half, Roy Keane fucking mullering people and putting in performances that just leave you with your head in your hands. And obviously you fast forward to times when I was an adult, and seeing the likes of Rio and Cristiano Ronaldo and Wayne Rooney, and I don't see that in this Manchester United team at the moment. I just see boring players. And we have extremely creative and extremely high quality players, but we are not playing like it. It was nice to see Varane back in the shirt. We know that his on-the-ball abilities can help bring us something different in defence, but you can't rush him back because the guy is literally made of crisp. He will get injured again. I felt Garnacho looked really good. He is a player that will get you off your feet, but I don't think he's ready for starts yet. Why don't I think he's ready for starts yet? Well, I saw him start at the start of the season, and I went, I don't think he's ready for starting yet. But he can give Ten Hag some pressure. I've just been sitting here looking at what starting 11 I'm going to play for Copenhagen, and there's actually question marks about who might play in certain positions. Rashford probably needs dropping. Is Garnacho coming doing enough in cameos to warrant a start over him? Could you play Mason Mount ahead of him to try and elicit a little bit more control? If you play Mount, you play Eriksen, you play Bruno, you play Amrabat, you're going to have 4 players in midfield that can work, that can win the ball back, that can play the ball on the floor. Have you got enough pace in the line? If you do that, he's probably going to play Antony, because I think there's a bit of a blind spot there with Antony. Howland will obviously play. You've got some pace ahead of the ball, that sense. Is that something we might see him start to move towards? It's nice to start having some options. We got to get the defence sorted, though, because you can't trust this team to keep a clean sheet at the moment. And that leads me to number 5. We got away with it again. Another extremely narrow scoreline where we're lucky to come away with the 3 points. You can always trust us to shock, more recently for the wrong reasons. But it was a nice positive again. And wish we could win these games in the right style. We saw Newcastle stick 8 past these. And I know, different days, a different game and different circumstances and all that sort of stuff. And they obviously changed up their formation on the back of the hiding they've just recently had. But at the end of the day, it's a results business. You got to start getting some results. And it'd be nice if United could actually get 2 or 3 goals up in a game and cruise rather than this stress that we've got going into the last 10 minutes of every single game. You can't. You might be able to get into the top 4 with a bit of luck. You are not going to win something outside of like an FA Cup. You're not going to win the Champions League just by being lucky. It's not 2005. And you're not going to win a league just on luck alone. You've got to be better than that. And United need to be better than that. Let me know your thoughts. And cheers to everyone that's come and recently joined the Reddit group as well. The link is in the description if you want to get into a bit more in-depth discussion. It's doing all right over there. So cheers for tuning in as always. Get your thoughts in there or head over to Reddit for a bit more in-depth or something unrelated to this video. And I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.